How we doing, people? Welcome to my channel, AJP85. The 85, in case you hadn't gathered, is my year date that I was born, 1985. Yeah. First and foremost, hi, welcome. Big congratulations for finding the page. No, it wasn't that difficult, to be honest with you. I've tried to pop as many links, etc., on social media on my X page, AJP85 as well. AJ Hardy is also another alias I go by 85 as well, so keep an eye on that. That's my YouTube. So I got Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch, which is where I do my live streams. All content that I do, I plan to do for each my parts, we put onto my YouTube channel. So keep an eye on Facebook, on Twitch, on X as well, and I'll be popping some bits on there for you guys to go over to my YouTube. But subscribe to it, like everything, and you'll be where you need to be to see all the bits as we go along. This part one, first and foremost, intro. My name is AJ. I am, as you can see, an Arsenal fan. However, a big fan of football in general. Doesn't matter if it's in the UK. I like European football, like South American football. I have sweet spots for certain clubs as well. So whilst I am ultimately an Arsenal fan, I was born in the northeast, so I've a bit of a sweet spot for Newcastle. I'm from the Midlands, so I have a sweet spot for the Villa around here as well. And abroad, I'm a huge fan of Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. So there you go, a little bit about me, bit travelled. So I know my football. However, our football manager journey, which is essentially what these videos are going to be about. Our football manager 24, first and foremost, because 2025 of FM25 has been delayed until March. Bugs, and more bugs. That's all we'll say on that one. Yeah. But let me say something. Football Manager 24, FM24 has its own blooming bugs. Oh yeah, and we'll see them as part of our video that we're gonna do. So part one, intro, moi, AJ, you guys. Hopefully we'll be watching this cool set of live streams we're going to do. Predominantly about Football Manager 2024. I'm a huge strategy game fan. We might be looking at other games down the line, depending on the audience, etc. But we're going to go for it right now. Alrighty, so I'm going to share my screen, and you are going to see what I see. This. Oh, now I've skipped the first part, the formalities, if you may, because let's be honest, the first part is press new, new game, career, yes, select your league, done that, and we've gone for the Vanarama League, the really lowest playable league of the English pyramid. That's what it is. So, as you can see on the screen, I am based in the Midlands, so therefore I've got Vanarama North. I've had a really quick look through these teams. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I know of the names of all of these teams. However, I know next to no players, if not any, from any of these teams at this current moment. So if you ask me who plays for these teams, I do not know. What I've decided to do in terms of picking the team, I've picked the one closest to where I'm located. So I'm in Birmingham. Closest one to me, roughly speaking, is probably Kidderminster. So we're going to go with Kidderminster, also known as Kiddie, in and around the area. They are also Kidderminster Harriers. That's the team. Kidderminster Harriers. They play at Agbra. I know Agbra. I've driven past it. Some of you guys might be Kidderminster fans. You've driven past it, or you go to games there. Cool. You might be able to give me an insight in the chat section about who's good and who's not good. Essentially, though I am the manager and I'm playing this game, I want you guys to be involved as much as possible. I will do shout outs after the game because I'm using one monitor. I can't actually see Twitch or all the other media in the background. So therefore, if you guys leave your messages, I'll pick them up and I'll chat. The plan going forwards, if this takes off, is to get a second screen or to hook up my telephone and I'll be able to do things on the fly. But for now, we're going to go very basic. As you can see, I have a headset. There is no microphone here in front of me. I'm not going hardcore gamer in that sense. On top of that, in and around the surroundings, we are in a conservatory. In my house, we are in a conservatory. We may be moving around different rooms because my missus, she works at home, from home, so she will be in a room, so we'll be trying to avoid annoying her, but also doing our thing at the same time and enjoying it as much as possible. I have a mouse, as you can see, so that is where we're at. Absolutely nothing special in that sense, but that's a good thing because I am being an ordinary gamer like you guys. I'm not being a crazy nutcase who has to spend thousands of pounds on things just to show off. No, no, no. I will use my keyboard and I will use my mouse and I will speak to you through my headset. Yes, I will. So we're going to rock and roll with Kidderminster. Managerial style. I'm gonna pretty much go with it, just leave it as it is. You can implement it. Some of you guys might be hardcore football manager players, some of you might not be. Essentially, whizzed with this bit because we're just going to kick in and we want to go for it. We want to get on with it. We want to get into the teeth of this game. There you go. Now, it says here that Kidderminster have appointed AJ Hardy. I am AJ. The surname part is an alias. It is from the time when I used to love watching wrestling. There's any wrestling fans out there. Used to absolutely love wrestling back in the day. Used to play SmackDown on the PlayStation, and I was a huge fan of the Hardy Brothers. There you go. Some of you might be familiar with those guys. Sort of pairing that they were. And essentially, what happened is in the game, I created a character called AJ, joined their little team, and it became a thing. And since then, it's sort of stuck. So AJ Hardy is my sort of alias managerial name for Football Manager. All right. Eyebrows have been raised, as you can see. Yes, they have. Inexperienced 37-year-old manager. Not technically inexperienced. Obviously, that's a generic message. I'm not. I've been playing Football Manager for about probably over 15 years now, since the days of Championship Manager. There you go. There's a familiar name to some people who used to play those games. Championship Manager. So I was huge on Championship Manager. It was actually an accident that I got into Championship Manager. One of my really old friends, he gave me a CD with CM written on it. I was like, what the hell's CM? What's this? He said, oh, play it. You probably like it. I think it's crap. I was like, "Oh, okay, great." Put it into the computer. Championship Manager. I thought, ooh, what's Championship Manager? And being a guy who's into his football, as I've already said, loved it. Absolutely loved it. So got hooked on CM, Championship Manager, Football Manager, and off we went really in that sense to today, 2024. I was looking forward to playing the 2025 or Football Manager FM25 demo at least, or the game, just to see if I liked it. Because the way I do things is I don't actually buy the game straight away. I play with the demo, get a little feel for the game, see if I like that year's version, and then off I go and buy it if I love it. So that tends to be the way I did it. And a big point actually about FM24, side point, 90% or majority of you people should have a copy if you're fans or you wanted, because Epic Games not too long ago did a giveaway. They gave away the game Football Manager 2024 for free. So, hey, you've only got yourselves to blame if you didn't know about it. So, it was there for you to get. It was a free one. I got a copy. I am running this one off Steam, so I actually got my original one off Steam, but I got one on Epic Games as well as a backup. So, you should have done it, people. You should have done. You would have got a free Football Manager. You would have got it. So, as you can see, eyebrows have been raised. 37-year-old. I'm not 37. This is 2 years old because I started the game a while ago. So obviously it's not caught up with my age. In front of Agbra, I replace the previous manager, Phil Brown. Poor Phil Brown got kicked out as a result of me coming in, and now I'm taking over Kidderminster Harriers. What would have been quite interesting actually with Football Manager 2024, 24, FM24 would have been to have the shirt, just to sort of, Kidderminster shirt held up, because you see that more so with the manager, don't you? You know, the shirt, the scarf is the thing, but shirt is another one as well. So there's a little pointer. Off we go next. Details about sort of what we are as a club. We are reputation 1.5, so quite low down, which is to be expected. We're in the Vanarama League after all. We're expected to come second. Oof, no pressure. Second? Yeah. Good God, thanks for that. Technical director is Dean Holdsworth. I know of Dean Holdsworth. I know of him. We've done okay. We've got some trophies down here. So we've won 2 Vanarama National Leagues. We've won an FA Trophy. We've won Conference League Cup. We've won a English Southern League Cup, and we've won an English West Midlands League Premier Division Cup 4 times. Oh, there you go then. So no excuses now, Kidderminster Harriers. Our fiercest rivals Hereford. We will have a look at the schedule in one of the videos to see when we're going to be playing them, probably in a minute. And the year found is 1886. And then very finally, I look at this bit here. We have okay status finance-wise. We have £0 transfer budget, great, and a wage budget of £81,270 per month. Fairly decent stadium size as well. Okay, so let's kick on. Players to look at, details about the club. Let's have a little look. Straight away, my eyes are directed to goalkeeper. I recognise this man, Dibble. Yeah, Wrexham. You know the TV series. Yeah, that's right, Ryan Reynolds. And following the team round Wrexham as they go up through the leagues, and they've done well. So Dibble was a player from there was a goalkeeper, wasn't he, for Wrexham? So clearly we've grabbed him from them. Fantastic. And I've seen a minute ago Lambert flash up as a key player, so we'll have a look at him. Sorry, yeah, Jack Lambert. That's it, Lambert. So he's there. Fantastic. So we've got him to look at. Let's go next. What we're expected to work within a wage budget. Okay, we're expected to reach the Vanarama North playoffs. Okay, we're expected to reach the FA Cup proper. Right, and win promotion to the national to the Vanarama National. Okay, right. Okay, everything else I look at as being sitting on the fence with the grow the club's reputation, maximum 1 year contracts, competitive trophy. Okay, so bits and bobs. Basically, do well. That's what it's saying. If you don't do well, you ain't going to be in charge of us for long. Required to play possession football. I think we can do that. And win promotion to Vanarama National. Okay, we will give it a go. Now, as a manager, I'm sort of particular. You could argue a little rigid. Not sure. Depends on how you look at it, really. I have a set sort of style I like to play, but I also have a set thing for these questions that you get offered on the main screen. I will schedule a press conference. I won't do a friendly, and I won't arrange a backroom staff meeting. We will just save this game now. You can see I've already got history of some games saved that I've played before. Got some more as well in a subfolder, but that's what's there for now. We'll save it because we're forced to. As part of the beginning of the game. And we will jump straight in. We'll jump straight into tactics, where we create a tactic. So I like Gegenpress. So we're nice and positive, passing to spaces. And I'll set this just to begin with to 4-4-2. However, I have my own tactic that I use quite frequently. It's an asymmetric one. It's one that I've sort of modified, and it looks like this. To go into it really quickly, it is a possession-based tactic. It's very much about being on the front foot. It's an attacking one. It's about pressing, and essentially, it's a free-flowing style tactic that I use, and I'm going to use with Kidderminster Harriers, and we're basically going to fit players in and around this tactic. Okay. I will have a look at what we've got. If we don't have players that suit this style, or I'm sitting on the fence with, we'll have a little look at the scouting, and we'll see what players are out there to buy or to get on a free transfer, predominantly free transfer, because technically we have zero budget, and I like to have a lot of wage rather than a transfer budget as such. So we've got an inverted wing back. So think sort of Pep Guardiola style setup. He is sort of he is the main man at the moment. Is he really management wise? I know people will sit there and say, "What about Klopp? What about Mourinho style?" Even though it's a bit archaic, a little bit, you could argue it's still there. He's still around, isn't he, Jose Mourinho? And you could also argue I'm an Arsenal fan, so Arteta, Guardiola. There's the link there, isn't it? Really? So, yeah. So what we got here is the left-hand side of the centre, sort of defender side of things. We've got an inverted wing-back, so we're going to be having them inside slightly or inverted on the left side, only because I like to sort of overload the midfield. I have someone passing and keeping that flow going. The two centre halves are ball-playing defenders. Even if they're not good at passing, either I will train them to become good at passing, or yeah, they will learn. Let me tell you, they will learn. Or I will just piece players in there and see how they get on with themselves inside that particular sort of setup. Just behind them, we've got a sweeper keeper, who I like to have my keeper come out of goal, but not too far out of the area. So still defending his area, but not being the kind of player to, drop too far back, especially if we're pressing. I like my goalkeeper to move a little bit up so we can cover and sweep up behind the defenders. So we've got the two ball playing centre backs in front of him. And on the far right hand side, we've got ourselves a fullback who's attacking. Now, as a regular fullback on the right hand side, so a nice regular standard position. I want him attacking. I want him attacking up that side because, as you see, on the tactic itself, we have a bit of a space in front where our right winger is it's basically an inside forward right up there at the top of the pitch. So I want our fullback to sort of attack that area, but not become a wing back and not go to it becoming a winger. So just sort of in between fullback and winger, and that's where hopefully he'll sit. Okay. We have an interesting pairing in the centre. We've got ourselves a defensive midfielder because I like to have that sort of backup, that follow up, that midfielder who can sweep up in the defensive side of things. He will be in a support position purely because I want them to not fully focus on defending. I want them to be moving up and down the pitch as well. So defensive midfielder in support. We have a new style position or newish style position, and that was it was basically a segundo volante, which you'll see here. I'll show you quickly. Click to that there for a second. So we've got a segundo volante. This guy will be attacking, but he will also be in that sort of deep attacking. So I want them to almost be a Frank Lampard, Stephen Gerrard, that sort of deeper lying player, but will also go into the box and attack. So I don't want them just sitting there in midfield and being a protector. I want them up there, up and down almost, sort of similar to a box to box. That's the key to that position. I like the style, I like the naming, I like the way it works, and it flows quite nicely when it was introduced in the tactics. So I'm going to go with that. On the left hand side, we've got ourselves a regular winger support because we've got an inverted left back. It's useful inverted sort of left sided defender. Wing back, I want a winger that's going to do a job up and down that line. He'll swing it in, he'll pop the balls in early to our forwards, but I don't want him to be down the other end of the line, right down here, attacking like an inside forward. So I want him to sort of hold his area. So that's the key to that. Just a very nice basic standard position, as is the fullback position, those two. On the right hand side, sort of top end of the pitch, we've got ourselves an inside forward. That's because I like to be pushing attacking as much as possible. I want to get as many players attacking in the team. So we've got an inside forward attacking on that far right hand side, almost working as a third striker, almost, or a third forward. He will be complementing the front two, which is a pressing forward. Because this formation itself requires pressing, I felt that it was a necessity really to have a pressing forward doing that job and showing the duty. So essentially, he will be pressing defenders, pressing the goalkeeper, and making sure they don't have enough time really on the ball as much as possible. And then finally, we've got an attacking forwards. Again, similar to our winger on the left-hand side and our fullback on the right, we've got a sort of nice bog standard position and role at the top there for our main forward. I do want that player to be a attacking player. I want it to maybe even be someone who holds the ball, a target man to a degree, but I want it to be the focal point of the attack. That's the key to all of this. So that is our formation and our tactic that we're going to go with. All right. We will swing really quickly over to what the vision is of the team from the board. The board want us to work within a budget. Do my best. I've not always been great with that, but hey, if we do well, they may sort of sidestep that problem. We're going to reach the Vanarama playoffs within 5 years. So basically, the immediate plan is to do well, and I'm going to really try and get promotion from the off really within the first season if possible. So I'm going to accept that. We're going to jump into the contracts. I'll keep an eye on that really as we go along. A lot of our team are going to be running out of contracts. Some of them may not even sign a contract because they've only recently done so. So I'll have to go one by one individual. Tactic wise, let's do a quick tactic while we do the first video. We've done that. We set our tactic up so all is good and well. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Set pieces. Okay, let's do our set pieces tactic, shall we, quickly? So I like to do a hybrid because I don't really like to sort of keep it rigid with zonal or player do this or do that. I like basically players to mark what they're supposed to. Big players on big players. So we've got the tall players and the tall players attacking each other. Both posts. I've watched enough Premier League to know that if someone's not on the back post and someone's not on the near post, then all goals are going to come from everywhere. Defend the box seems a little bit more too defensive to park the bus. Counter attack, I worry that there might not be enough players in and around the box, in and around the attack side of things, so we lose out in that sense. So I'm going to be honest with you, and I know what you think is Mr. 50-50 sitting on the fence. I'm balancing with that one. Delivering. I like my deliveries to go near post. Simple as that. It's a choice for you guys, but I go near post. I'm going to be balanced with the way we attack and with the way we defend. And I like in swingers. Maybe it's just me. Call me old school. I like my wingers to whip those balls in, or midfielders or players to whip those balls in swinging. It's as simple as that, really, and do it that way instead. Formation style, and very finally, let's get the player roles. So let's get some penalty takers down here really quickly. So again, I do the obvious like everyone else. I'll do it by selecting the best one, Hemmings and Morgan Smith. That's already pretty much done, isn't it? Really, captains. Look at the leadership side of things. Shane Byrne is our captain, and I can't even see Shane Byrne on here. Am I going blind? Not sure where he is, but either way, we're going to make Luke Summerfield our vice captain. So the two of them are going to be our players. I'll keep an eye on Shane Byrne. I don't know where he's gone to. And there we go. So we're at the top. We're at the top. I think what we'll do now is I will confirm that we're going to be playing with Kidderminster. That's going to be our go-to team. As you guys can see, I'm sure you're excited. I'm kind of excited, to be honest with you. I've never been Kidderminster Harriers before. So I'm intrigued to see what they've got to offer. We're expected to come second, so there's a lot riding on the way the team perform. I haven't looked at the players yet, so I'll leave that for part two, which we'll do at 2:30. So keep an eye on Twitch, on YouTube afterwards if you don't get a chance to watch it live. And I'll post a video up on there shortly after. And then we'll kick on. We'll go for it. We'll have a look at the squad in part two. We'll have a look at the players in part two. We'll see what we've got, what we're missing. You know, let's be quite frank. There's going to be something missing, isn't there? You know, there's going to be something missing. I'm telling you. I could just feel it already. I've only seen one player so far that I recognise, and that's Dibble, and that's a bit of a worry because I didn't think he was a great for Wrexham. So, each to their own. What we'll do now is I'll save this. We'll rock and roll for part two. So, saving that now, I'm going to stop sharing for a second, pop back on, uh, and then we'll leave it at that point, really, guys. But thank you so much for looking and tuning in and watching part one of my Football Manager 2024 journey. It's your journey, it's my journey, and we're going to do this together. Yes, we are. Kidderminster Harriers, you are the team. There you go. Peace out, people. I'll see you at part two at 2.